Well, Mark Robinson, how do you feel about things after the Arsenal performance now? Because I think the supporters were very proud of it, of course,
Yeah.
but there was a little bit of disappointment perhaps from the coaching staff initially afterwards the other night.
Yeah, just because we, we wanted to carry a little bit more threat and give the fans, as I said, a little bit more excitement at the end where it really matters. I thought in the first 2/3 of the pitch we were excellent. But watching it back, Rob, I can see why a lot of the fans were proud. I mean, some of the football, as I said, was way above our level, and the confidence. I think they went 1-0 up. Obviously, after they went 1-0 up, and then we literally got the ball down and started playing through them. So and when you look back, you see that, and you see the confidence in the players to want the ball and want to play, which is all part of where we want to go in the future and have that belief. But it's just on the night, I just wanted us to have more of a threat that didn't quite materialise. But again, watching the game back, there were lots of moments where it looked like it was going to happen, and just little key moments, little bit of detail, things didn't quite break our way. It looked like we was going to get a regain, it went the other way. So there was key moments there, but looking back, maybe I was a little bit harsh on the overall performance, but that's the levels we set for each other and the expectation that we want from each other.
Physically and mentally, it must take a lot out of the player. So how important is recovery, particularly after having spent so much mental energy on that Arsenal game and when you've got two big away games coming up?
Yeah, but we try not to make a bigger thing of it. It was just another game. Obviously, it's Arsenal, but we're prepared the same. We prepare for everything else. So physically, they seem in really good shape. We had a chat with the lads today. Obviously, they were off feet yesterday, and the ones that didn't play or come on off the bench trained yesterday, and then we'll be all back out training today. So, but no, they all seem in really good shape.
Turning your attention to Saturday in Shrewsbury, former Wimbledon player, your counterpart in the opposing dugout, Steve Cottrell.
Yeah.
He's been through a very tough time, of course, with COVID. It's good to see him back up and about again.
Fantastic. I know we realise he's had a real tough time. I know it's great to see him back managing again. Really good.
And in terms of Shrewsbury themselves, okay, at the moment they're second from bottom in the table, but it's a tough place to go to, particularly difference compared to when we went the last time. There's going to be a crowd, and there's a passionate crowd they have there too.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's the expectations from this year, in terms of what they've spent and what the squad they've put together. And I watched them against Sheffield Wednesday, and they put in a really good performance. So as always, we know we're going to have to be at our very best to get the result we want to get.
Just picking up on a few words from his press conference yesterday, Steve Cottrell was saying about the fact of set play. So he's very alert to what we do already. So there's a challenge already there for the likes of Andy Parslow, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And I just had a chat with the lads in our meeting this morning and saying, the better you get at things, teams are going to pay more attention to you, and that's why we have to be so detailed in what we do and try and be one step ahead. And it's not just set pieces, it's everything. I think you even saw against Plymouth last week that they sat in more than possibly a team would against us last year, where they're happy to come and go toe to toe. I think some teams will look at us and realise the threat we carry and the movement we got, and may sit in a little bit deeper, and we've got to keep coming up with solutions and not get frustrated. So I think that's just the nature of the beast. As we get better at what we do and grow, then teams are going to look at us in possibly more detail than they've done before. So that's something we've got to get used to, and something we've got to be ready for.
Good. We've also been speaking, of course, as well to Ayoub Assal, and we remember the words you gave us after the game when we played there the last time, when he really announced himself to a wider audience. And we saw it again the other night against Arsenal, how he's continuing to make progress, yeah?
Yeah, and again, it'll be the same with him. He's going to become a marked man more and more, so he's got to be aware of that and find different solutions to have success. Sometimes it may mean that actually he's not having so much success, but his teammates are. And these are all these things that these young players are going to have to come up against, because, as I said, he was an unknown quantity last year. People now realise the threat he's going to carry, and I think we've already seen that this year. Sometimes it feels like they're taking turns on pulling him or clipping him and kicking him. So, but it's just something he's got to get used to. He's got to take it as a compliment, and it's something that they've all got to get used to.
Absolutely. Team news. You've got some news to report upon Ollie Palmer.
Yeah, Ollie's had a scan last night, and he's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. We're not exactly sure how long. It could be up to 5 weeks. So, which is a shame. And maybe I should have had the scan earlier. We've chatted about that. But they all want to play. You know, they all want to play for the football club in any game. So you know, we need to look at that, and maybe we should have got him scanned a little bit earlier. But as I said, he felt it was just a tightness. It was something that was going to disappear, and obviously it's not. It's deeper than that. He's got a similar issue to Paul Callenby. So you know, which has showed up on the scan. So I spoke to Tim last night. As I said, it could be up to 5 weeks. Hopefully not that long. So you know, it's something that we got to overcome, because obviously it's a loss to us the way Ollie plays. So you know, we got Aaron. Obviously Aaron, you know, it's a great opportunity for him now. But we also need to look at sort of other solutions. So in how we're going to maintain our threat.
So would that involve perhaps looking at some of the players that are out on loan at the moment, if possible, coming back?
Yeah, we might have to. I mean, as you know, we wanted another. I would have liked another forward option in the window, but the money isn't available. But that's fine. It's not a problem at all. Well, I know the situation the club's in financially, so we have to work with that. It's not a problem at all. So firstly, I'd like us to look at, can we come up with other solutions, which I think we can, because I don't really want to pull the lads back off loan unless we have to. They're both doing well there, and I always want to have one eye on the future, and they're getting regular football and they're developing, which is key. If I have to do that, then I'll have to do it, but first and foremost I'd like us to come up with solutions ourselves, which I think we're more than capable of doing.
Is free agents as well a possibility, or is that something you wouldn't look at because of the budget, as you say?
Yeah, no, we can't where we are financially, but as I said, I don't want to talk about the money. It is what it is. I know what I'm working with, and we'll just stay positive and we'll come up with solutions.
You mentioned Paul Callenby there as well. Any update upon him?
Yeah, well, he's back running, so as I said, it's similar to what Ollie's had, so it's probably still going to be another 2 to 3 weeks, but he's back running, and you know, he's a fit, strong lad, so you never know with PK, he might surprise you and get back a little bit earlier. The only other news you had a little bit, Rob, is Dapo's turned up this morning and doesn't feel great, so we've got to see how he is in training today. So yeah, it's not COVID or anything, he's been tested, but he just doesn't feel great, which again possibly shows. I think he was a little bit off colour on Wednesday night, so that possibly is why, but we need to see if he's going to be okay to travel today.
Robbo, thanks for your time.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks.